Ashley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for October 2021. So Monday, October 18th, we have Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, abundance, and blessings, coming out of its retrograde and going direct in Aquarius at 22 degrees. So this is going to be quite an energy shift. It's going to be taking place while most of us are sleeping. And here's the thing. Jupiter went retrograde back in June, but Jupiter was in Pisces at that time. And of course, we got a little preview on what 2022 is going to look like, because Jupiter being in Pisces really does kind of set us up for what 2022 is all about, which is a growth and an expansion of our spiritual selves, an awakening of the collective, realigning with our power, trusting our intuition over our egoic selves. It's going to be quite a time. But then Jupiter in a retrograde crept back into Aquarian energy. And this gave us a chance to do the inner work that we needed to do to see where it is that maybe we've been playing it safe, where it is that we've been asking to grow, where it is that we've been asked to step outside of our comfort zones to actually see a new possibility take form. Jupiter does want us to think about the future, does want us to see the silver linings in our past pain and trauma experiences and recognize that we are being set up for a better outcome than we could have ever imagined. Jupiter typically brings us a lot of abundance, a lot of opportunity, a lot of blessings. And because Jupiter is in Aquarius, this is a visionary energy. This is about, the collective, where it is that the collective, again, there's been another huge mass awakening among the collective that was still asleep. There is a huge growth, a huge abundance of information coming in. There is a new found energy among the collective and in our individual lives where we know we have to grow. We know we have to change. We know we have to kind of shake things up in order for us to get on the path that we're now being asked to follow and pursue. Now, Jupiter is the magnifier, so he does turn the volume up on any of the life lessons, any of the emotions, any of the thoughts or situations that we're currently in. And Jupiter needs to magnify, turn the volume all the way up on what Saturn was trying to teach us. Saturn, of course, just went direct with Pluto as well. This is kind of taking us back to 2020 when we had Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, all do that major conjunction, which this quote unquote pandemic was actually triggered upon because it was about the destruction of society, the destruction of these bigger governing systems. Of course, Saturn has been trying to teach us where our social responsibility is concerned to the collective, to humanity. And Jupiter is there putting the magnifying glass on these topics and themes. So now we have to rework a couple of things. We have to rework what it is that we're doing in our days. We have to rework what it is we're being called to do. We have to rework how it is that we're rising to the task of our responsibilities. And we have to think about our purpose. There's a deeper purpose and meaning going on here, especially when we're thinking about our long-term goals. And this is essentially Jupiter setting the stage for our own individual growth and expansion, for the collective growth and expansion, especially where we are now acting as the observer, seeing things from a totally different perspective. We are setting our sights on new dreams, new visions, new goals. We're making the connections that we need in order to actually have the right people, the right things in play in order for us to bridge the gap from where it is that we're at to where it is that we want to be. So Jupiter has this huge effect to push us outside of our comfort zones. Of course, Pluto's direct. He's really bossing us up to a point where we're taking control back, where we're willing to put ourselves out there to make some major changes, especially in the face of our fears and insecurities, especially when it comes to the governing forces that have taken our power away. That's why we are standing up. That's why we're doing what is right. That's why we're trying to take our power back. Saturn is now direct, the Lord of Karma. He is making us really boss up in ways that we never thought we could in order to, see new systems, new routines, new foundations actually be built that are for the people instead of against the people. And now Jupiter is coming along as our biggest cheerleader, as our biggest hype girl. This is where optimism comes back. This is where we renew our faith. Many of us have gotten to the bottom of the barrel. It's been very dark. We've lost faith. We have broken faith and hearts, seeing what's going on in the world. This is where we get our boost back into hoping, into praying, into seeing what is possible. Because of course, this is the breakthrough after we had our breakdown. So you can check your own chart and see where Jupiter is actually transiting in your chart, and where he's landing in that particular house is a good indicator on where this big change, where this abundance, where this new optimism and faith will actually be presenting itself in your individual life. We just have to remind ourselves that Jupiter tends to be a little bit extra, a little bit overwhelming, a little bit intense with our thoughts, with our feelings, and of course, with the other alignments going on with the major heavy hitting planets, with our actions.